Alright, it is a brand new year, yet the same old rust. So in the last episode you would have seen me finishing up this whole back rear window frame area. So this has all been done now. I've got that little corner panel in there. Came up okay, probably not as nice as this here. Definitely think when I was welding that in, it sort of pushed this little area here up a bit, but that'll do for now. So the plan of attack today is to fix this whole rusted area around here on this front window surround. There you go there. So there's all the rust holes there. If you look at it from the other side, it's not rusty at all. I wonder if I can get the camera in there so we can have a look. So you can see up there. So it's not all crusty behind here, which is a big win. Which means all we really have to do is just make sure we cut out all these sections here and replace it. So I think what I'm going to do is make a panel that goes from here, a little L-shaped panel that goes from here all the way to about here. So that's that whole run there. And what I'm going to try to do is limit the panel up to just this edge, because I don't want to start cutting into this nice bend, because I know I'm not going to get that perfect. So I think if I can limit it to just this top fold here, I think we can get away with that. And also I think it's going to be, you're going to get a lot less warpage if you stick to this side of that bend, because that bend's going to give it a bit of support through this curved panel here. So time to take some measurements for this and fabricate up that panel. Alright, there we have it, all cleaned up, all ground back. You would have seen me fabricating up a window frame. Bit of truth, it was not this window frame. So this was probably my second or third attempt. I was trying different ways to sort of fabricate this up, because it actually curves in like that, but also curves up like that, sort of in some areas, and then there you go, I can show it to you. There you go. So it curves up and around, which is a bit tricky. So the original one that you would have seen me doing, I tried to just get this L shape and then shrink the inside radius and stretch the outside radius. But when you do that, it starts ruining your ruining the curve this way, if that makes sense. So the way I did this was I started off putting these curves in the same way, but then started cutting in relief points. So there's actually one there, there, and there, I think. And then on this side, there's sort of one there, there, something. Because once you start stretching this in and you start trying to push this out and shrink this in, it starts sort of buckling, and then you no longer have your sort of L-shaped channel in there. So the only way to get around that is to start cutting relief points. Where you start seeing it all bunch up and look a bit weird, you really need to cut little sections out, little wedges out, and that allows it to sort of freely move and contort to the exact shape that you want to get it to. So yeah, as I said, this is probably I think it was my third try at doing it, and I finally sort of figured that out. So now the next step is to I guess bang a bit of weld through sealer. I'm not going to call it primer because it's not primer, it's sealer. Weld through sealer around there, and weld that on. After that, I think I can then start to look at these little bits through here. It's actually not that bad. All this sort of stuff's been converted. That there, I'll have to fix that. I'll have to fix that. Then I think the rest of it is okay. There's a little one right there, which I'll just bang the welder on that. That should fix that. All these other ones have been converted. I don't think they'd rust again. It's looking pretty decent through there. So that is the task now, is to get this guy on, and then we can start worrying about the rest of this stuff. So let's get cracking on that one. Alrighty, so you just saw me there go through and just do some little tack welds in there to get it all in place. So as you saw, as I was coming along here, there's bits where I sort of needed to use the old hammer to push things in while I got that tack weld on to hold it into place. And then this area here, I just need to shove that in, give that with a bit of a bash with the hammer. I think we'll get that in. Otherwise I might just grind a bit off in place there. But the rest of it is all looking pretty good through here. This is the only section here. This is the only bit that caused me grief. I don't know why, but for some reason, in just this section here, it just kept blowing holes through. I don't know why, because I was doing the exact same thing that I was doing all the rest of them, but we'll sort that out. Put that to the back of the pile. It's holding in place there. Now I just need to sort of push that bit there down, get a tack weld in there. So now all I got to do now is just go through, weld all this up, do all these spot welds through here, sort that bit out, and then we are done on this little section here. So let's get cracking on that now. Alrighty, there you have it, all done. You would have seen me come through there, finish up all these welds along here. For some reason up this end I just kept blowing holes through it. I think this might have had a little bit of work done to it in the past, and just the metal might have been thinner there. Who knows? All done now. So let's do a quick comparison. That's what was there before. Look at that. That's pretty disgusting. And that's what's there now. Damn sight better. So I think now that is us done for this week. In the next episode, I think I'll probably tackle maybe this section here. If you recall in the previous episode, that was the first, I guess, welding panel I did, and it was pretty bad. So what I might do is actually cut there and then refabricate a whole panel right down to the bottom. I'm a bit more confident now than I was when I did that, so I reckon I'll be able to fab up a whole panel that covers that whole pillar there. I think that's better than trying to chop a bit here and then trying to chop it there. And if you can see right in there, it's pretty crusty through there, so I wouldn't mind actually cutting this whole section off here and actually seeing what's behind here and treating all that, because I think if you remember from this episode, I think what was happening is water was coming down this channel here, getting in there. That's why all this is rusted out and why all this rusted out and under there. So that's all in that other episode. So I have a feeling it's going to be pretty crusty behind this panel here, so I'm going to, I think the best thing is to chop this whole section out and then just remake this outer panel here. So I think the next episode will either be that, or I'm still playing around with this whole back section here, this whole box section, trying to get into all there. It's these little bits here, that there, and this bit here that it's just in a tricky location to try to get to, because it's sort of, there's a big 3 or 4 way sandwich of panels right in this bit here, so it's kind of hard to just cut that out because I know there's going to be rust under there, so I'll have to deal with that when I deal with that. But that's us done for this week. Thanks for watching and subscribing and following and all that. See you next time.